Hello, this is Right Side Trader. Today is November 21st, 2025, and this is my weekly market review. Where I'm reviewing the Russell 2000, that's IWM, on a quarterly chart, monthly chart, weekly chart, and a daily chart. This is all for educational purposes only, no trade recommendation, because as we all know, trading is risky. You can lose money at trading. So please check with your financial advisor. Please check with your significant other, and make sure trading is something that is suitable for you. All right, let's jump over here to this quarterly chart on the Russell and see what we see. Besides that, what we see is a bearish Harami in the right location near top. It hasn't broken my high yet. That's all I can say here. Again, it does have a pretty good wick on it. We're seeing a doji here at the top, so that means we are getting a little pressure from the buyers and pushing this thing back up a little bit from its low, and also that's a good little sign that we see here. But let's go ahead and go down to the monthly chart and see what we see there on this monthly chart. As we can see on this monthly chart, we're still above the 9-10 moving average. We did drop down below the pivot, which is a sign for me saying below pivot, stay below pivot. We're getting kind of bearish definitely if we had a red candle, but now we'll pull back above pivot. So again, the bulls have stepped in a little bit, so it doesn't look as bad as it did at one time. So again, we just got to be patient here and see what's happening. And again, still at this time, make sure you protect your money and pay attention to your trading plans and your trading strategies, and don't let this thing slip away from you. All right, but let's go ahead and go down to this weekly chart and see what we see here on this weekly chart. This is what I'm talking about here on this weekly chart. Right now, we have a doji. It came down. The Russell broke this low last week. It closed right there, and it already was in a downward trend. So again, it dropping all the way down to a support 2 level on these monthly pivot is not a big surprise. Right? Let me see if I can show you this. Let me delete this. Let me do this, and let's back up just a little bit on the Russell. On the Russell right here, let me just draw a line here. You would look at this level here and kind of like this level here as demand levels. And now let me zoom in. Let me delete that, and you'll see why I'm saying this. This level right here. Let me zoom in just where you can see what I'm talking about now. Why I'm calling this a demand level right here. So I'm gonna delete. I'm gonna zoom back in and let you see something. See why we call that a demand level. Right here, this is this whole bullish, Harami. We got confirmation with that candle. Demand went up from here. So again, once this thing came down here to this point, which is about right in here, not quite as low as kind of it could have went, but this is a big demand area, this whole little area right here, and where this market consolidated and then ended up shooting out of there. That's a demand level. Once you see something like that, you're kind of okay. Is this demand level going to hold? And based on what we're seeing here this week, look like that demand level wants to hold. And come next week, we need to see what's going to happen here. Is it going to give us this morning star at this point here, and this market is actually really going to start reversing, or will we have just a doji and a downward trend, and this thing continue to the downside? Monday is in my trading plan, in my trading strategy, looking at the Russell, Monday is going to be a very critical day to see what's going to happen here. If this thing is going to continue to the downside, or is at a point where it should. I think it should reverse. I think it should reverse at this point here and continue going up. Just looking at the technicals, because this demand area here is strong, and it did give us a sign that buyers did step in. The thing is, will they continue to support this market and push it higher? We just have to kind of wait and see what's going to happen next week. And that's pretty much all I really want to say about that. But let's go ahead and go down to this daily chart and wrap this on up. On this daily chart, the other thing that supports the whole argument, the buyers did step in, and it could be a demand thing, it's the pattern that we're getting formed right here on this daily chart. That's this right here. That's a bullish Harami in the right location. So again, will we get that confirmation of this bullish pattern on Monday? The other thing that I'm also seeing here, and we will be opening above pivot, and look like we should open above pivot. Anything can happen. It could end up gapping down and continuing to the downside, and this really kind of fakes us out. But this is what I kind of expect. We got to kind of like wait and see what happens, because again, it's going to have a lot of headwind going back up here through all this downward pattern. But we do have a little gap up here that it might want to go up and fill. The thing is, the question is going to be, can it break this level? This is going to be the first testing level, is right here, closing this gap and getting above this level right here from this drop and all. But as we all know, the market tends to go up slow. So again, just be patient, and if you start seeing the green candles going up, this thing can continue to crawl to the upside, and that's what I see. Other than that, that's all I really want to share at this time. This is Right Side Trader. Hope you guys had a great week. Also have a great weekend, and I'll talk to you next week. Have a good one. Bye.